Hey guys, Gabe here with TRW. The other day I released a video working on the hustle design in CorelDRAW and the Design Wizard. A couple of you guys were asking if I could show you how to do that in Silhouette Studio. I am not a Silhouette Studio wizard, but I did learn how to do that and I'm going to show you how to do it now. So here I've got just a basic edition of Silhouette. Nothing fancy, not designer, not business edition. You don't really need that much to do this effect or do this design. I'm going to grab my text tool, which is right here. It's going to default to Arial. You're going to want to switch it so that it's that font that I showed you the other day, which is Leckerli 1. And you can pull it up here, click anywhere on the canvas, on the artboard, and then type in the word you want to do. In our case, it's hustle. So when you look at it, you can see that when you work with script fonts and it overlaps one letter over another, it'll have those cut lines still there. So if you sent this to the cutter like that, it would cut all of that and it wouldn't look good, it wouldn't come out well. You'd have a gap. So one way to solve that, or the best way to solve that, is to click on your object, open your modify panel here on the right side, and then weld it. So now you've got all of that welded, no problem. And it solves that issue. The other thing I want to do is I'm just going to highlight this whole thing, and you can see that it's reading, although it's welded, it's reading these as different objects. I'm going to group those together with the command Control-G. And then I'm also going to size it to the size that I'm going to want it on a shirt. So in this case, I want a 9.5-inch design. So we'll get it around that vicinity. Just grab this corner. And you can see there in the middle that it's showing us the width of our overall design as I expand it. So let's get right around 9.5. That'll do. And this one's pretty much set. By default, Silhouette is throwing a stroke around my design. I can see that right up here. First thing I want to do is just add a fill color. I'm going to pick the color that I'm going to send to my cutter basically. I want it to see the design as it is, so I'm going to pick a teal color. And then I'm also going to get rid of the stroke here by picking this transparent box. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to select my object, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. Obviously it looks like a debacle. If you open your fill tab, you can select basically any color you want, just so you can see the difference between the two. And I just want my top layer to be the color that I'm not going to use. So in this case it's red, I'm not going to use red, but I do want to see what the design looks like in teal. Once I complete the next step, the only thing that'll be left is the teal, and that'll make more sense as I go along. So let's go ahead and drop that somewhere. That looks pretty good with the design. I like it there, I think that works. And this is where the magic happens. I'm going to select the whole design, open the modify panel, and I'm going to hit subtract. When I do that, you can see that it's giving most of the effect. The only thing that we need to do now is tweak some of the colors so it fits the design better. So we'll go through and start adding some hot pink into this design. One thing I noticed when I actually cut out and pressed the design onto the shirt is this part of the T right here did not look great. It was kind of hard to tell what it was. It looks like I made a mistake. So now, knowing that that's going to be an issue in the future, I'll just go ahead and delete that one object now. So there you go. All of the colors are selected. The next thing I want to do is get it ready to cut. If you wanted to see what it looked like beforehand to make sure that your design came out well, I'm just going to go ahead and select black, and then I'm going to draw a box that encompasses the whole design. With my pick tool, I'll select the object, right click it, and send it to the back. So now this is kind of showing us what it'll look like on a black shirt. Before sending any heat transfer vinyl design to the cutter, you want to make sure that it's mirrored, as heat transfer vinyl will cut on the back of the material because it's on a carrier sheet. If you're working with signed vinyl or a rhinestone template, you don't need to mirror it, but in this case we do. So I'll select the whole thing, and under object, I'll go under mirror and flip horizontally. So now we're ready to send this to the cutter. I'll open my send tab. What's a great feature about Silhouette is that here in this third tab called fill, you can select specific colors to send to the cutter. So in this case, if I had teal loaded, I can unselect my hot pink and just send my black weed box along with my teal colored vinyl, and it'll only send those two. Once I finish cutting the teal and I load in some pink, I can unselect the green or unselect the teal and then select the pink, and it'll send only the pink as well as the weed box to the cutter. So that's pretty much it. That's how you get it ready to cut and send it. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments below. I'll hop on and I'll answer them as they come along, and I'll talk to you later.